In conjunction, oftentimes, uh, I won't, I'm not going to do many disclaimers or anything like that. Um, you know, my last title, Excellence Requires Minimal Effort, pertains to it doesn't take that much for an individual to be excellent. You know, um, all they need to do is apply themselves. That's it. A lot of people with facades go out of the way doing a whole bunch of extra and doing the most and what have you. And adding all that extra nonsense, okay, that isn't really you into the mix, no matter how subtle it is, you know, um, these are not the things that make you great. These are not the things that makes you excellent. You are already excellent, okay? The work of your hands and your efforts are not involved in your excellence. Your excellence came from God, okay? So that's what I'm talking about in the last posting. Just to be perfectly clear, this is not a situation of a high horse, and I'm also bringing about. Um, I do not fear what men can do. I fear what they restrain from doing because it shows uh, discipline. It shows morals, ethics, and discipline. Because I have an understanding that man is a beast. You understand, and I understand the ways of this world is as a wilderness. You know, Oftentimes in just my day to day, though I am not in some type of ravaged land in some type of war, I think of Apocalypse Now. I'm the only one that has my back. Um, I post these postings. People will take me for how they choose to take me based upon their projections of their past experiences and so on and so forth. I wear this flesh. I am Jew, and I am in America during an interesting time. You understand? So that's what I wanted to talk to you about pertaining to that. And that when it comes to light, and you need light to understand things and to examine things, that, you know, we see all things by the light. We see all things in relation to the light. We understand shadows through light. Such is the same for the mind pertaining to consciousness. But in consciousness, there is also the ability where in which there are no shadows, which is the base ability that when we see things in our consciousness, that these things become illuminated and there is no darkness in them. Again, none of this is the work of your hands, or the fact that you're able to remember things at certain times is as a ghost. And that spirit or that ghost of life, that is Christ. That is what Christ did on his cross. The difference between my God and other gods is the fact that my God came down here and walked amongst men and did this thing fully self-aware and conscious, and nobody could hear or understand what he was truly saying for the most part. And yet here within my own breath and my own life, upon which my candle is hid, I speak these words and they are royal and eloquent. I am myself, but not as myself before. And what's the difference between me then and me now is wisdom. The difference between me then and me now was testing. The difference between me then and me now was disappointments and things I didn't like. And the truth of the matter is, in all of these things, that I have been impressed by, I have built character. And in that character, personality. Rather than something that has been pressed over and over with 6 degrees of separation, super overproduced, brand new. And as fine as brand new things are, not as decadent as antiques, beat up, red, rusty, wood looking tables where the paint is peeling off, has so much character than a newly, freshly painted red table. One looks like it's meant for children, and the other has a story, many stories, and a history. And a house that hangs a chandelier, antiquated Victorian, candles at the top. The decorations of shadows that dance along the wall. In disagreement with the light. An open door, but no one calls. These things are thoughts described in the process of me explaining that excellence does not come from one's own hands, but requires minimal effort, meaning their relationship with God. Peace and blessings be with you all.